Hey, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox with a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blog. So let's get to it. I say I'm gonna take some time off, y'all. All the cashiers, they was like, somebody stole her truck. It's like you could hear it all throughout the store. This Rox coming to you today with a review for Love and Marriage Detroit, Love and Marriage Huntsville, our book 4, Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let's get to it, shall we? All right, you guys. Yesterday we got news that T.I. and Tiny had won their case against the LOL surprise doll makers MGA Entertainment. So MGA Entertainment had made some dolls that they called OMG dolls, and the OMG dolls that I saw, they kind of look like Bratz dolls, you know, with the big head and the big eyes and everything. But when I looked at the likeness of these dolls, I could very easily see the resemblance with the OMG dolls and the OMG girls. The OMG girls was the group that Tiny had, that had Zanique, Regine, and another girl. I don't know who the other girl was, but there were 3 girls in the group back early 2000s. You know, and they dressed, they wore like bright colors and wore their hair in ponytails. Kind of almost look like, remind you of like Harajuku type girls, but like the black version of it. Okay. And And these dolls very much resembled them down to the hair, two-tone hair colors and all that. I know I've talked about this in the past and you guys were telling me that the OMG dolls came first, but I don't know if that is a fact. I thought that the LOL dolls came first, but the branch off of the OMG dolls came after the OMG girls. That's what I thought. That might not be true, but I think that that's what the case was. So they felt like MGA Entertainment had stolen the idea and the likeness of the girls for their dolls. And so they sued originally for $100 million. They did that twice. They lost twice. Okay. They appealed again for the 3rd time. And this 3rd time was a charm because they did win. All right. Now, the confusion yesterday was every time I went onto a blog and saw them reporting on this story, the amount was 70 million. It was 17 million. It was 25 million. It was all these different numbers. So then I was just sort of like, who done made up this story? Like, did it even happen? Well, yes, it did happen. Tiny did do a quick little video talking about them being thankful that they had won. And, you know, thanking their lawyer and the people that had helped them and all. And that was when I did find out what the number was. So they won a $70 million lawsuit, but the breakdown was $17,872,359 in real damages. And then they also won $53,616,759 in punitive damages. So I'm assuming those two numbers added up together somewhere around $70 million, give or take a few dollars. Okay. So a huge payout for them. I'm sure MGA Entertainment is now going to appeal that. But as of now, they did win that case. I wonder what was like the conversation between both sides when they first brought this lawsuit up. Was there ever any discussion of them partnering up together? Because it seems like MGA Entertainment and the group OMG Girls would have benefited together had they kind of tied themselves into the dolls and did it that way. I don't know if that was an option, but that seems like that would have been a good option. And that everybody, you know, kind of a win-win for everybody, but maybe that is not what the OMG girls wanted. And maybe they just wanted their money for, you know, the dolls still in that. But it seems like long-term, that would have been like a, you know, that would be income for these girls, and well, it's not even the girls, income for T.I. and Tiny, who owned the group. But that's not what they did. But I mean, they did hold out, they did work it, they did continue to appeal, and they finally did win. So good for them. Because did you see the pictures of the dolls? Them dolls did look like them OMG girls. You know, I know a lot of people were just saying that it was not that, and they, you know, oh my God, they got all kind of dolls, and the dolls. I say, yeah, I'm sure they have a bunch of dolls now, but those 3 particular dolls looked exactly like, down to the outfit and the hair, as the OMG girls. So good for them. I'm glad for them. I feel like they stood the course, and they got their just due. Why is this man pulling up right on the side of me? It is not even a parking space. I feel like they want me to look over at them. It's the police. It's probably somebody that works in my building. So annoying. Anyway, you guys, next story. All right, you guys, so next story, politics. Don't really feel like talking about politics, okay? But we can talk about the fact that Donald Trump has decided that he will not be partaking in the next debate. So Kamala Harris has agreed to a debate on CNN this time, and she was looking forward to it. YSAP has decided that there's no need for another debate, and actually it's too late for a debate in the election cycle, you know, and that it would not benefit him, and so no, he is not doing that. Okay, I already told you guys that YSAP, he can say whatever the fuck he want to say. We already know that man was not fixing to do no damn debate after the last mess. And quiet as it's kept, he was supposed to be doing another debate when Biden was in the race. Him and Biden was supposed to be scheduled for a debate on CNN on September 28th, I believe it is. Okay, so mighty convenient now that he is saying that he's not doing this. And he already know, honey, debate is not his strong suit. He got up there and made a fool of himself, and he is not willing to do it again. All right, so yeah, no, there will not be another debate. We also heard that Donald Trump has said in an interview that this is the last time that he's running for presidency. Okay, and I was like, well, thank you, Jesus. So all we need to do is ensure that the man does not make it back into office this time around, and then the motherfucker can go on about his business, and we ain't never got to deal with him ever again in life. Even though Vance, J.D. Vance, his running mate, seems like he is going to continue to be a pain in the pussy, and I believe that he is going to be the one that probably runs again amongst many other Republican assholes out there. So we are still going to have to deal with the Trump rhetoric, but at least we won't have to see YSAP any longer. I'm sure that this election cycle has done a number on this man. He even looks exhausted. So let's just do what... Why is it always a damn... It's always a fucking fire truck when I'm doing this. So all we got to do, you guys, is stay the course. Stay the course. Because if he's saying that he is not going to run anymore, let's just make sure that he's good on his word. Let's make sure the man doesn't win, doesn't run again. Okay, next story. All right, you guys, this is actually an update on the PNB Rock murder that happened back in 2022 at the Roscoe's and Chicken and Waffles in LA on the east side. Remember I told you guys that the 17-year-old boy who actually shot and killed him, they had deemed he was not fit for trial. So he's being held for now until, I guess, you know, they can get him mentally stable to be on trial. In the meantime, his father, Freddie Lee Trone, who was the person, can you guys see that the damn fire truck done pulled directly in front of my car with the damn siren lights going and everything? Can you see it flashing on me? Maybe you guys can't see it. Why is it? Child, what is going on? The police and the fire don't want me to be great today, y'all. Anyway, he ordered for his son to go in there and murder. The person that they're going to service is in Smoothie King. Oh, okay. Oh, somebody must have passed out in there or something. Anyway, Freddie Lee Trone is the one who told his son to go in there and rob and kill PNB Rock. So he was given full responsibility that the son was just doing what his father told him to do, basically. I don't know if the son has like some comprehensive, some sort of deficiency where, you know, I don't know if there's something going on with the mental stability of the son, even before we got to this trial. But I'm starting to feel like maybe that had something to do with it too, like something was that the son had some issues to begin with. But anyway, this father has gotten full responsibility, and he was given 31 years to life in jail. Okay, so he is going to spend the rest of his natural life in jail. He's in his 40s, I believe, so 31 years. He's going to be there to his mid-70s, you know, to his 70s. And yeah, it's too bad, but these are the things that happen when you try to rob and end up killing somebody and getting caught. The other defendant on the case, Tremont Jones, he got 12 years for robbery charges, basically. So again, a lose-lose for everybody. You know, the PNB Rock was killed, girlfriend traumatized. You got a whole fucking family in jail, including the wife who was an accessory, you know, after the fact, the father and the son, everybody in jail. Just a goddamn mess. This street violence is just awful. All right, you guys, next story up. So you guys know that Eve has a biography coming out, a book that's coming out if it's not out already. And so she's been going around doing press for it, publicity for it, you know, for people to be interested and to read. Yes, the Roxy Reads book club will be reading Eve's biography. I am very curious. Okay, I'm interested, but that's neither here nor there. So anyway, she's been going on this PR tour, and recently in one of the interviews, she was talking about how difficult it was for her kind of being that rapper, that girl. Okay, the only really, even though it was interesting, because I mean, maybe because when she was at her height, she really was at her height and she felt like she was at the top. But she was just talking about how difficult it was to not be that rapper girl anymore, you know, and that when Nicki Minaj came on the scene, that she was starting to feel away and kind of feeling self-conscious and kind of feeling like, oh my God, like, what am I supposed to do? Like, everybody not gonna love me because everybody now loves Nicki. And, you know, she really kind of had to deal with that. And she realized that that was just really something that she was going through, and it wasn't anything that Nicki Minaj had done to her when they worked on Barbershop, the movie, together. You know, that Nicki Minaj, you know, was nothing short of a very special and good person to her. And, you know, there were no problems there. So she had to have a talk with herself and go to therapy and do all the things to get her to understand that, you know, this was just something that she was going through and something that she had to accept. I mean, I guess the lesson is everybody has a time, and then everybody's time moves on until the next person comes in, you know. So after she had been saying all these nice and glowing things about Nicki Minaj actually penned a response to her. And I didn't write down what exactly Nicki Minaj said, but I'll tell you, it was probably one of the nicest things that I've ever seen Nicki Minaj say to any woman. Okay, and I put that on Shade Room, and you know, a lot of people was upset with me, talking about, what you mean Nicki Minaj is always nice to women and all that. I said, what I have seen, this was probably one of the nicest things that Nicki Minaj did. I didn't say that the girl ain't nice and ain't said nothing nice to no women, even though there are more instances of Nicki Minaj kind of being mean to other women. What I will say is, we all gonna always say that Nicki Minaj is not a girl's girl. Okay? So the fact that she was so gracious and so sweet to Eve, I was just struck by that. It was nice to see. Eve seems like she's a cool girl, and Nicki even seems like she can be cool when she wants to be, you know. So, I mean, it's good to know that these two were able to have some common ground and know that they can ignore all the outside bullshit and the noise of people trying to pit women against women and rappers against rappers and all this, that they were good with each other. Child, I ain't gonna never get through this with all these fucking sirens today. What the fuck is going on? That ambulance is lost. They have been circling around, I guess, trying to get into this parking lot. And it's just like, what are y'all doing? The fire department been in here the whole damn time. Shit. Anyway, you guys, I just wanted to let you guys know that, yes, okay, they got in here. I wanted to let you guys know that I wanted to make sure that you guys knew that I wanted to let you guys know that at least when it comes to Eve and Nicki Minaj, they are okay with each other. I meant to put this when I was talking about the Puffy story. This is not really Puffy related, but I mean, I guess a lot of people were feeling like it was. So you guys saw that Usher the other day. Actually, it was Usher, it was Pink, and it was somebody else. But there were 3 like well-known entertainers out there who took down their Twitter, their entire Twitter. Okay. And of course, with this talk going on with Puffy and all that shit, and knowing that Usher and Puffy have a relationship, you know, a somewhat close relationship, you know, people were starting to feel like, oh my God, what's this got to do with Usher? Like, what is he trying to hide? Including myself, I was just sort of like, I mean, that is a little suspect, right? And why is Pink doing this too? I still don't know why Pink did it, but apparently the reason why Usher did it, he came out and said that he was hacked by a crypto.com scheme, I believe it was, a crypto cash scheme. And so they went into his Twitter. So his Twitter was taken down for some time, but it has now been reinstated. Okay. And he said that he was laughing because you guys just ran with it. And I was just like, well, Usher, what can you think? What can you expect when you just take shit down and everybody has already got their good eye on you and kind of side-eyeing you? They, you know, people is side-eyeing Usher, but just real slightly. Because, you know, everybody still really loves Usher. But the talk is still kind of out there. Even when I saw that he had did that, I was pretty like, Usher, that's pretty interesting. Okay, you took it down, and did it get scrubbed? Did we take out anything on there that might have had something to do with Puffy and all that? Or was this a genuine hack and that you guys just took it down? I mean, that it was taken down and it was brought back up. So I'm going to continue to have a side eye about that, you know, because the story sounds a little too fishy. I know a lot of Usher fans will still say that he could have been a victim there with Puffy, and he very well could have been a victim, okay? But we also cannot forget that Usher, just some years ago, had got himself caught up in a lot of legal problems and lawsuits and supposedly passing on diseases and all, you know, people. They've done a good job of erasing that from people's memory, but a lot of us haven't forgotten. So there is still a darker side, or Usher has been through some things. And so I just want everybody to just kind of take all that into consideration while we wait to hear what more comes out from the Puffy trial. I mean, from the Puffy case. But yeah. Again, I don't know why Pink might have taken hers down. There was somebody else. I don't know if they were all linked in this crypto scam. You know, I don't know what it is, but the people are talking. What do you guys think that's all about? Did you believe them that it was just about the hacking, or you think something else is at work here? Y'all let me know. All right, you guys, next story up. So they say that the Saint Lunatics are now suing Nelly for not getting credit for their contributions to the debut album of Nelly's, which was Country Grammar. They say that they contributed to 8 songs. First of all, I don't know what contributed and credit means. Are you guys saying you didn't get paid for it, or did he not place you down as the writers on the song or the producers on the song? Like, I don't really know what it means, because it seems like the articles that I read was being very specific, not to say that they were suing for money, that they were suing for credit. So I'm not clear on that. The real rock star lawyers, okay, anybody that has like this kind of information dealing with music industry and getting credit, getting paid, you know, what that means in the long run, y'all can chime in here. But yeah, they say that they contributed to 8 songs on the album, that they were notified in 2020 that they weren't properly being credited when Willie Woods filed a lawsuit for not being credited, properly credited on a song, Ride With Me, Nelly's song, Ride With Me. So when they found out that Willie was suing, then they also looked into it, realized that they weren't getting credited. So they reached out to Nelly, and they have been trying to get it resolved just through them and Nelly. And Nelly and his legal team, they said, was giving them the runaround. So they now are saying that they're going to sue for credit, okay, for their contributions. I feel like that should mean money, but yeah, there's just no money that's been put in the story, so I'm confused about it. And the reason why I'm feeling like maybe it's not for money is because, I mean, that was a long time ago when Lunatic, when Country Grammar came out. I mean, that was right when I first got married, almost 30 fucking years ago, you know? So I'm just like, maybe. And I know they're not waiting around to get paid for 25 years, you know? So that's why I'm confused on with the credit contributions. I don't understand that all. But yeah, it's been a long time. Is there a statute of limitations on this? Like, are they even going to be able to get to this? I don't know. Again, anybody that might be well versed in the music industry and things like this, maybe you guys can weigh in and let us know. At the end of the day, are they trying to get some money? Because I'm just like, do Nelly even got money like that still? Okay, maybe he does. I mean, he is with Ashanti. Ashanti still performs all the time. I mean, he does too, but he's also a big time gambler out there, they say, and he makes good money doing that as well. So, I mean, maybe they do need to get their money, but I'm just confused on what the wording is in this story. So somebody help me out with that one. Okay, next story. All right, you guys, just a few things that I peeped, and then I'm gonna let y'all go. I peeped that Chingy must have been hard up for $1, honey, and he had agreed to perform at some Republican rally, and the folks had then got into them comments and had got to him whichever way that they could to let them know that they did not approve, and he finally pulled out, said that he don't want to deal with the mess. Fool, have you not been watching? What made you think that you performing at the YSAP, I mean, at the end of the day, it's a YSAP rally these days, at a Republican rally, and nobody was going to say anything about it? Have you not been watching the news? What is Chingy and the Janet Jacksons of the world's doing these days? Okay? Nigga, you gonna fuck around and get that same treatment that Chrisette Michelle. Chrisette had to learn the hard way. All right? And you was about to learn too. As a matter of fact, I still kind of got a side eye for Chingy, because it was just sort of like, boy, you need to have better sense than this. I know you need some money. I mean, fuck, we all can stand $1, so I'm not mad at that. But yeah, sometimes you need to think a little bit further into it. Sometimes a gig is not always just a gig. It might be more to it. All right, so he pulled out of it. Good for him. I also peeped that Tia, of the twins, Tia and Tamera, Tia said on her show that she regrets that she and her sister are not as close as they used to be. Okay. And I will admit, you know, with the image that we have of twins, and we thinking that twins are always very connected, always very close, it was kind of a surprise and a shock to hear her say something like that. Okay. And then I got to thinking about it a little further, and I was like, well, Tia gets on my fucking nerves ever since she decided that she was going to get that divorce. You know, fine, go on and get your divorce. But it felt like she was always looking for some sort of attention, or some sort of, yeah, girl, that's right, or some sort of like sympathy for what she was going through in her divorce, and always putting it out there. And it was just sort of like, girl, if you're going to get the damn divorce, go get the damn divorce and go on about your business. Okay? I don't want to hear all this other extra stuff about it, you know? And it just seemed like she was always on social media trying to get attention for it. So with that thought in mind, it's not really that surprising to think that this girl And her sister probably fell out because her sister probably is like sick of all that shit too. And that's probably unpopular opinion. I know a lot of people really love Tia, but the way that she handled that divorce, like, I was not mad that the girl was getting a divorce from Corey. If that's what you want to do, fine. But the way she handled it and just was always making, it felt like she was making him look worse, trying to make herself look better. Like, girl, I ain't got time. So was I surprised? Yes, I actually was surprised that they not close like that, but child, I can almost understand. And they say that Tamera, her husband, the fact that he's a YSAF supporter and all that, you know, that's been some strain on the relationship. And I mean, you know, siblings go through shit just like everybody else does. You know, there's times when you close with your family members and other times that you not, you don't fuck with them, you still love them, but you can't deal with them right now. I mean, this kind of shit happens all the time. And yes, it happens to twins too, apparently. So yeah, but I did peep that and I was just like, well, Tamera, girl, I kind of understand. I peeped that Iman Shumpert and Amber Rose look like they're a couple right now, and I was sickened. Okay, because you guys already know I don't see it for that bitch Amber no more, and I don't really fuck with Iman anymore the way he did Tayana. So you know what? It's a match made, and whatever the place is, it's gonna be over there. So let them two be together. Yeah. Ugh. And lastly, you guys, I did peep that there has been a lot of CEOs that have been stepping down lately in the past 2 weeks or so. It was strange because it lined up with the Puffy thing, but this might not have to do anything with Puffy, or maybe it does. I mean, we are just going to have to see. But yeah, we had a good amount of heads of big businesses, conglomerations, and things like corporations that have been stepping down. Folks are wondering what's up with it. I mean, it could be something very sinister that's coming down the line, you know, down the pike. Eventually, they have some knowledge of it ahead of time, so they're getting the hell out of Dodge now. Or it could be something about the economy. Usually when things like this happen, that usually means that our economy is about to go through a bunch of fucking changes, and usually not good. Could mean that a recession is definitely on the way, which means more inflation and all that. So that could be part of it. And then, you know, I know that people will say, or they could have been at the freak offs. I mean, they very well could have been, but everything is not surrounded by Puffy. At least we don't think so, child. Like I said, time will tell. We're gonna find out why all these folks are stepping down. I kind of feel like there's something, it has something to do with our economy. We just found out that they lowered interest rates, so that was a good thing for the economy. But was that the quiet before the storm? We'll see, you guys. But yeah, that's it, y'all. Let me take my ass on back to work. All right, you guys, that's it. Let me get on up off of here. I'm at Chipotle. I'm always at Chipotle. I'm about to go get me something to eat and take it on back to work. We do this every single week, so make sure you thumbs up the video, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back. Until next time, Roxstars. Bye.